Are you all snuggled up, little one? Good. Pull your blanket just a little closer and let Cozy Bear take you somewhere magical tonight. Deep in an ancient forest, where the trees grow tall as clouds and the moonlight filters through like silver lace. There is a small cave tucked between two mossy rocks, and inside that cave lives a little dragon named Ember. Now, Ember was not a very big dragon. She was just about your size, actually, with soft purple-blue scales that shimmered in the dark. Two tiny wings she hadn't quite learned to use yet, and the most enormous, tired eyes you ever saw. Because Ember could not sleep, she had tried everything. She counted fireflies, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 247. She tried curling up on her left side, then her right side, then upside down, which, as it turns out, is not very comfortable for a dragon. Why won't sleep come? She huffed, and a tiny puff of purple smoke came out of her nose. Finally, Ember crawled to the entrance of her cave and looked out at the night forest. It was so quiet, so still. All the other forest creatures were fast asleep. The owls, the rabbits, the little hedgehogs, even the trees seemed to be dozing. Everyone can sleep except me, Ember sighed, and 2 small tears rolled down her scaly cheeks. That's when she heard a voice, slow, calm, like a river that had been flowing for a very, very long time. Can't sleep either. Ember spun around. Sitting on a mossy rock just beside her cave was the oldest, wisest-looking turtle she had ever seen. His shell was covered in tiny glowing mushrooms that pulsed with a soft green light. His eyes were half closed, and he moved very, very slowly, like he had all the time in the world. "My name is Moss," said the turtle. "I've been sitting on this rock for longer than this forest has had trees. Are you the little dragon who has been counting fireflies?" Ember blushed purple. "You heard that?" Moss smiled slowly. The whole forest heard that. Ember sat down next to Moss. For a while, neither of them said anything. They just looked up at the stars together. "I try so hard to sleep," Ember finally said. "But the harder I try, the more awake I feel." Moss nodded very slowly. "That," he said, "is because sleep is not something you catch. It is something that finds you when you are still enough and quiet enough and ready enough to let it." Ember frowned. "But how do I get ready?" Moss turned to look at her with his ancient, kind eyes. "I will show you," he said. "Come, walk with me." And so they walked, very, very slowly, the way Moss did everything, through the silver moonlit trees, past a stream that murmured softly to itself, past flowers that only bloomed at night, white and pale blue and faintly glowing. "Listen," said Moss. Ember listened. She heard the stream. She heard the wind, barely there, brushing the tops of the trees. She heard a faraway owl, and somewhere very close, a frog singing one single note, over and over and over. And without meaning to, Ember's shoulders dropped, her wings folded in, and she took a long, slow breath. "There it is," said Moss quietly. "What?" whispered Ember. "That breath," said Moss. "That is the beginning of sleep, not the closing of eyes, not the counting of things, just one slow breath, and then another, and then another." Ember breathed again, slow, in through her nose, out through her mouth, this time just the tiniest wisp of purple smoke, soft and gentle. Her eyes felt heavy, just a little, for the first time all night. "I think," said Ember slowly, "I might be getting a little bit tired." Moss smiled. "Then it is time to go home." They walked back through the forest, even more slowly now, past the night flowers, past the murmuring stream, under the silver trees. By the time Ember reached her cave, her eyes were almost closed. She curled up on her soft, mossy bed, tucked her tail around herself, and folded her wings like two small blankets. "Moss," she murmured, "will you stay until I'm asleep?" "I have been sitting on that rock for longer than this forest has had trees," he said. "I am not going anywhere." And so Ember closed her eyes. She listened to the stream. She listened to the frog. She listened to the wind in the trees. And she breathed in, out, in, out. And somewhere between one breath and the next, sleep finally came. Not because she caught it, but because she had stopped running and let it find her. Old Moss smiled, and the mushrooms on his shell glowed just a little brighter. The forest was quiet now, deeply, beautifully quiet. Ember slept. The owls slept. The hedgehogs slept. And the trees dozed in the silver moonlight. And maybe, little one, you are feeling just a little sleepy too. That's all right. You don't have to try. Just listen to the sounds around you, the quiet ones, the soft ones. And breathe in, out. Let sleep come and find you, just like it found Ember. Good night, little dreamer. Sweet, sweet dreams.